My name is Andrew. Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to take a look at a rare institutional investor database. It has 28,000 firms and 106 key contacts. To be clear, this is the who's who of institutional investment capital. So this presentation showcases an exceptionally rare and valuable database of institutional grade investor contacts. It's been compiled from 2 verified institutional sources that I have, and it's been recently updated for 2025. Now, it's designed as a strategic complement to the exclusive funds database, and if you've watched previous videos, you know that I have a very extensive fund database which has around 400,000 contacts, all funds raised from 2022 to 2025. Now, this resource provides unparalleled access to decision makers across a global investment landscape. So you're getting both of the best worlds with these 2 databases. Now, this had never been released publicly before, making it a truly one-of-a-kind institutional intelligence asset. So let's look at it. The key components of the database: it has 28,000 firms or investment companies or investment groups, 106,800 key contacts, 68,000 key contacts with emails, and key description of firms, websites, company emails, and more. And you're going to see the spreadsheet coming up in just a bit. So why is this database unique? Well, firstly, it has unmatched global capital access. These are really hard databases to acquire. You can't scrape the internet for them, so let's make sure that you understand that right off the bat. So you get direct access to verified institutional investors across North America, Europe, and the Middle East, and Asia Pacific. Now, this database unites family offices, private equity firms, sovereign wealth funds, and institutional investors, providing one of the most comprehensive global investor intelligence resources available. Secondly, institutional grade investor intelligence. So that features the firm background, assets under management, sector focus, investment strategy, fund activity, and verified contact details. Proprietary research-based insights not found in public databases or online directories. Now, to be clear, not every single field is completely populated, because as any database, they're always going to be a bit of a work in progress. So this is a really good start for you, though. Now, it's built for professional fundraisers and advisors. This is not for the public. It's not for people to spam. It's for people who are looking to raise major amounts of capital. Now, it's designed for serious capital raisers seeking efficiency and precision to identify aligned investors worldwide, reduce months of research, and connect directly with active allocators across private equity, real estate and venture and infrastructure, and much, much more. So what type of investors are in the database? Firstly, institutional capital and sovereign entities. So that includes sovereign wealth funds, public and private pension funds, endowments, foundations managing multi-billion portfolios. Remember, these are groups that already have capital raised. These rare allocators pursue long-term risk-adjusted returns across real assets, private equity, and infrastructure aligned with diversification and wealth preservation mandates. Secondly, private equity fund managers and real asset investors comprises private equity firms, fund-to-fund managers, asset managers, and real estate or infrastructure investors deploying proprietary and client capital. Now, they seek scalable platforms, co-investments, and yield-focused assets across energy transition, technology, manufacturing, and real estate. Thirdly, family offices, wealth platforms, and professional advisors. They can all use this type of database. It includes single and multifamily offices, wealth managers, corporate investors, and advisory firms representing rare relationship-driven capital. Now, they pursue direct private deals and strategic partnerships with advisors, facilitating introductions, diligence, and execution. So what type of assets should you present to institutional investors? Well, firstly, institutional grade real estate and tangible assets. So think anywhere from about $5 million to $100 million to start off with. So that's core and income producing real estate, hospitality, logistics, residential, and mixed use, offering stable cash flow, long leases, and durable value. Investors prioritize yield, visibility, downside protection, and inflation hedge performance. Secondly, private equity and expansion stage investments. That's a real big core sector here. So you're looking at $3 million to $50 million. So a pretty wide range. Scalable capital, efficient businesses with clear growth paths, proven leadership, and defined exits. A strong focus on technology, energy transition, healthcare, advanced manufacturing, measurable growth, and governance strength. Actually, there's a ton more that you could put into that category. And lastly, infrastructure, energy, and strategic alternatives. Could be anywhere from 10 to 200 million. Yield-driven and impact-aligned opportunities in infrastructure, renewables, digital assets, natural resources. Institutional investors increasingly seek real economy platforms, hydrogen storage, for example, mobility, connectivity, with sustainable, predictable returns. So what type of key senior contacts are in this database? Well, to start off with, this includes mainly senior investment leadership, and you're going to see on the spreadsheet coming up, access partners, principals, and managing directors across investment, co-investment, and portfolio management teams, decision makers responsible for capital deployment, fund selection, and direct deal evaluation. Secondly, investor relations and strategy executives. That includes head of investor relations, ESG directors, and strategy partners managing LP engagement. Responsible investing mandates and portfolio construction, vital for fund placement and institutional partnerships. And lastly, finance, legal, and governance professionals, although it doesn't take up the majority of the content. That would be number one, the senior leadership. But this would include CFOs, legal counsels, board members, overseeing compliance, valuations, and governance, ensuring every outreach connects with verified, accountable decision makers across global institutional capital. So let's take a look at the database. But just quickly before we do that, I like to add this key database disclosure to all my videos. My extensive database library provides hundreds of thousands of global contacts, typically including profiles, emails, and websites, though not all details are complete. And this is primarily compiled and updated from 2021 to 2025, with most of the updates in the last 2 years. So this corporate resource may include contacts whose roles have since changed. That's designed as an excellent starting point for outreach. It's best leveraged and continually refined by organizations with dedicated data teams. And this database comprises a blend of individuals and companies, each with distinct investment criteria and operating conditions, so there's no guarantee that your approach will be favorably received. Note, this database is available to corporate or institutional groups only, no personal sales. Okay, now we're at the most important part, the Excel spreadsheet. So you're going to see two sheets here. One is the investment firms, and then the second one is the contacts. So you can see I'm starting at the bottom here to show you that there's about 28,700 firms. And we go right back up to the top. So you're going to see their firm name, you're going to see the background, so you're going to get information about them, which is going to help you do some of your filtering. You've got the fund account, firm type, whether it's asset manager, sovereign wealth fund, could be wealth manager, could be investment bank, private equity firm. All the segments are in there, and you've seen on the other part of the video most of the key categories. Because this is a global list, you're going to get city and country. You're going to get assets under management for a lot of them. The address, of course. Now, the right-hand side also is going to include a fair bit more information. You're going to get their website. You're going to get their company email, telephone number, secondary locations if they have them, and some more information on some of the items in which they specialize in. Although the database is not 100%, again, you will have to do a bit of work on it from time to time. It does have a fair bit of information in respect to real estate and private equity allocations, preferences. This is the perfect database if you were looking in those categories. But for the most part, you are going to see that sector information covered over on the left-hand side. So again, that's the first sheet. And if we go to the contacts page, okay, now we're over on the contact page, and I'm just going to go through this. So you've got the investor, the firm type, and the slides in the previous part of the video I'll highlight all the categories, so I'm not going to go through them all again. You've got their name, you've got their role, so they could be on the investment team, they could be on finance, board of directors, job title, again, these are all senior positions. You also have their asset class that they specialize in. For example, it could be private equity, it could be private debt, it could be natural resources, it could be real estate, it could be venture capital. You have their email and their telephone number, and of course city and state, country. So here you've got 108,000 contacts and around 68,000 emails. Scroll down to the bottom. So again, that's a very complex database. Now, what happens if you don't have email? It's really simple. If you were to take their name, punch it into LinkedIn, you're going to get about 98% hit for sure on their contacts, because again, it's an institutional database. I've already done that with many of them, and I'm at around 98%. So again, if you don't have their email, you are going to be able to use LinkedIn as your next source. Now the good news is there's multiple categories for multiple contacts for many of the firms, so the odds are you're going to find somebody that you can at least reach out to that first time via email. So that covers the institutional grade database, which is really going to help you if you're raising capital in 2025 and beyond. Are you looking for global funds and contacts? So this is another database I have that's separate from this one, and this is my verified database of 24,000 global funds that have been raised from 2022 to 2025. So perfectly suitable for people that want capital now because they've raised the funds. In most cases, some are still raising, but there's a lot in there that have already got money to deploy. And that's a fantastic database. I've recorded a number of videos on that. 400,000 fundraising executives with 277,000 emails. Coverage across all regions, asset classes, and strategies, and is considered the most complete global capital tool available. For more information on my databases and fundraising services, click my Fiverr link below. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.